Hello, my beautiful ladies from all over the world. I'm so excited that you're tuning in today. Today, I want to talk about doing things for yourself that you would love to receive from others. So, what I recognize is, and this is especially coming with an insecure attachment style, so anxious, avoidant, or fearful avoidant, is that you need to learn how to meet your needs fully. Because as a secure attached person, when you grow up with a secure attachment style, your parents were very tuned to your needs and met most of them. And therefore, when you grow up, you also are attuned to your needs and you can meet them better. Whereas when you have an anxious or fearful avoidant attachment style, you're disconnected from your needs. Avoidant are also disconnected from the needs. They don't feel it as much that they are disconnected from their needs. And they're often quite good at getting their physical things, like getting the things that they want, but they're disconnected from their emotional needs and their needs for connection and closeness. But the fearful avoidant and the anxious are very much overgiving and give a lot to others and don't receive anything in return because they're not connected to their own needs and they're not able to speak up for what they want and like what they want, because they're scared that people will abandon them and that people will just not be pleased with them. So when we learn how to connect more to our needs and recognize what we truly need and develop the skill set of meeting our emotional and physical needs, this is such a game changer, because a lot of the neediness that we feel is because our needs actually are not getting met. In the book Attached from Dr. Amir Levine, he's saying this quote. It's my favorite quote: "You're only as needy as your needs not getting met." And I was like, yeah, that makes so much sense. If you are needy, such as the anxious or fearful avoidant, they more have like a needy side, then you will... I was distracted because of the train. I hope it's not that loud on camera, but I have to have the windows open because it's like so hot. So what I wanted to say is that you need to, like, you are as needy as your needs not getting met. And when you are meeting your own needs and finally learn that, it is such a relieving feeling, because the anxious and the fearful avoidant, as well as the avoidant, they never had their needs fully being met in childhood. So they have a lot of unmet needs. And with coming into new relationships, friendships with unmet needs, always starts off with an unhealthy dynamic already, because you have such a big hole that you want now to be filled by others. But the truth is, they can never fill it because the hole was so deep. It was the last 20 years of your life not being really fully met, not being fully seen, loved, heard, taken care of, whatever. So when I used to have a very, very big abandonment fear, which I very much am healing and have healed. I really hope it's not that loud on camera because it's really loud right now. That's bringing me out of my system. What did it? Okay, so what I wanted to say is that they really have a lot of unmet needs and an abandonment wound, and I had an abandonment wound. And so what these attachment styles do, not the avoidant but the fearful avoidant as well as the anxious, is they're looking outside of themselves and looking for other people to meet their needs, which makes sense, because when you're a child and your parents don't meet your needs, you're looking for other people because you cannot do it yourself. However, the great thing about being an adult is that you can learn how to meet your own needs, recognize them, and then know how to meet them, and also know how to learn how to communicate your needs to others beforehand, not when they haven't been met for the last 2 years and now you get so angry and now you say it. But say it every single day, communicate your needs so it doesn't build up. And 3 things that will happen. First thing, you will recognize that you can trust yourself to be there for yourself. So if another person leaves you, it is not as scary, because the scary part is if you cannot take care of yourself and somebody else leaves, you think that you will not survive. And that is where the abandonment fear comes from. Abandonment fear is actually a survival fear. You're scared that you're not being met if that person is leaving and your survival is in danger. That's why all of this is very much connected to your nervous system. When you have an abandonment wound, you have a dysregulated nervous system, and it's constantly being triggered because it is connected to your survival. I'm starting a 10-week course where I help women to regulate their nervous system, understand the different nervous system responses, and reconnect more to their feminine energy. If you're interested in joining, write in the comment interested, and I will send all the details to you. And yeah, so when you learn how to meet your own needs, it is such a relieving feeling because you're like, finally I'm safe. You have been looking for that one person that you can rely on your whole life because you needed it as a child and you never had it. And you were always in a state of, what's gonna happen? And it's so relieving. Like when I did this inner work, the relief of, oh my God, I have my bag and I can take care of myself even when everybody's leaving is so freeing. It's so freeing. It felt like a burden lifted off my shoulders and just made me free. Like it was the best feeling. The second thing is, the more you take care of yourself, the higher your standards will be with others. And standards are not about things that you communicate to others. Oh, this is my standard. It's if a person is not giving you XYZ, then you just leave. And when you do it for yourself, you will automatically have higher standards. So if, I don't know why everything is so loud today. Normally it's quiet. I close my windows now. Thank you for bearing with me. So when we meet our own needs, we will realize, okay, I can do this for myself. If I spend time with you, there needs to be more value added to my life. Otherwise, I can just go and do those things by myself. Like you will realize that a lot of people that you once were interested in, you're not interested in anymore. Because you were interested in them because you wanted your needs to get met. You might not even like that person as much as you thought you would like them. And this is such a freeing feeling. It is so freeing that you feel like, I don't need anyone anymore, but I can want to be with others. And I'm not saying you become like hyper independent of saying, I don't need anyone. That is not coming from a healed place. But the feeling of, I will be okay. We will always need people in our life, but there's a difference of I need somebody and I cannot survive, or we're humans and we need people in our lives. But if one person leaves, that is okay. So yeah, that is number 2. And number 3 is you will automatically choose better people around you because now your life has become so good. You will choose people who are on a similar frequency. When you have an insecure attachment style, you attract people who also have insecure attachment styles and therefore a lot of unresolved pain and trauma stored in their body and nervous system and subconscious mind. And the more you do the inner work, you don't have to say, oh, I don't attract avoidance anymore. I cut them off in my life. You naturally are not attracted to them anymore because they're not triggering your old wounds. And it was super interesting for me. So when I used to grow up with a fearful avoidant, and now I have an insecure attachment style. And I got triggered by avoidance and avoidant people like a lot. And then I would become super anxious and my whole focus would be on how can I get closer to them. And one time I was just like, you know what? How about I just switch inside and do the inner work that they trigger within me? And when I did that, and I put all the effort that I put outside of myself, inside of myself, I tell you, everything leveled up. my finances became better, my health became better, I felt better, I was better in my university, like so many things, because all of the energy and focus that I was leaking outside was now going into myself again. And it was just amazing what can happen just in a few weeks by, instead of focusing outwards, just focus inward. And what can happen is when we have an abandonment wound, we do so much for other people that instead of that, we abandon ourselves in the process. We leave our own body, our own needs, so somebody else can be there for us. But what we recognize is that we crave that we will be there for ourselves. This is the most freeing feeling ever. And if you need help with this, and if you want to learn how to regulate your nervous system, know how to regulate yourself, so you don't have to look for others to need them to help you regulate, then I would love to have you in my course. So I'm starting a course, a 10-week course called Regulated Feminine, and we will focus on how to regulate your nervous system, what exercises can you do, preventative every day or in specific situations depending on your stress response. We will look at what are the different stress responses, and so you can recognize the stress responses in yourself and also in others, and really support yourself through the process. I have been working with women in the past where it is not only valuable for them, so I really focus on working with women in business and female entrepreneurs. However, it has been really impactful for them to recognize those states in their family members or in their employees or in their business partners, to really understand the other person. Because every stress response, every nervous system response comes with a set of what people say, do, and when you understand that, you can have more compassion, but also navigate way easier through your business life and personal life. So if you're interested, write in the comments interested, and I am sending you all the information, and I would love to have you. So this was it with the video. I hope that this video helped you, and I wish you a beautiful day. Bye bye.